This episode of the Accounting Insiders podcast is brought to you in part by Xero. Xero is a powerful cloud accounting software that improves efficiencies across your practice. With all client data stored on a single unified ledger, you and your clients can easily access and collaborate on the same set of books. Xero's advisor tools and automation solutions reduce time-consuming manual tasks and put data entry on autopilot. Work faster and more efficiently than ever before with Xero. Visit xero.com/accounting insiders to learn more.
Here we are at Scaling New Heights 2023 in St. Louis. I'm in the 401 Go booth with Dan Beck. Dan, thanks for taking a couple of minutes. Absolutely. It's good to meet you personally, finally.
Likewise.
So we've been talking for a couple of years, I think. Year and a half?
I think
How long have you been around?
2020, yeah.
Yeah, so a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so what we want to talk about real quickly is, what is 401 Go?
Yeah.
What's in it for the accounting professional? Why would they care to come and talk to you, and then or look you up online? And then there's some regulations, state and federal regs, that are impacting the small business.
Yes.
That the accounting professional can certainly play a key role in bringing that information to the accountant. So I threw a lot at you.
Okay.
So 401 Go, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. So 401 Go, we are the number one solution for small businesses, 401k. There's nothing simpler or more affordable. You can literally set up a plan in 15 minutes. I'm sure you've woken up at like 3 in the morning and you go, I got to have a 401k plan.
Yeah, I did.
It happens to everybody.
Absolutely.
And so that you could at 3 in the morning go to our website and set up a 401k plan. And then the ongoing administration is also fully automated. We connect to your payroll system, so you don't have to worry about enrollment or all the notifications and everything. There's a lot of, it's a very complex product 401ks are, and we've simplified all of that. And the reason that we love working with CPAs, accountants, and bookkeepers is really they're the front lines of small business relationships. The first time that business reaches a point of viability, it's usually a CPA, a bookkeeper, somebody that's on the accounting side of things that they reach out to for help, because that's most business owners don't want to do that.
Right.
And so these are the same individuals that, as the state mandates and as they're hearing about these, either the tax benefits of a 401k or the fact that they've got to meet some, compliance aspect, they're reaching out to oftentimes their bookkeeper, their accountant.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're here, is to help. And with the, you mentioned some of the mandates. So there's really two parts to it. At the federal level, there's a lot of incentives. Okay. So the federal government's using the carrot to say, here's what business owners should be doing. We're talking over $100,000 in tax benefits, depending on how they structure that over several years.
Okay.
And then on the kind of the regulatory, the compliance side of things, there are currently 16 states that have passed legislation. Right now, it impacts about 30% of businesses, SMBs nationwide.
Okay.
And then as these other states continue to roll them out, there are different mandates where essentially, like in California, you've got 5 or more employees, you've got to offer a retirement plan. And so businesses are turning to their, advisor professionals to help them figure out how to do that. And so that's really our role, is that, we understand all of our partners here, they have the relationships, and trust is their, the most value that they have. And we want to support that. Okay. And so we can be there to answer questions, to help with the compliance side of things. And really what it boils down to is, this is incredibly affordable. And there's incentives in place so that 100% of the administrative costs and even some of the employer match is going to be covered by the federal government. So you can't beat it. The timing right now for this sort of thing is, it's never been better.
So the match and the federal side, is that something that ends in 3 years, or is it deadline on that?
Yeah, so 100% of your administrative costs can be covered with the tax rebate for the first 3 years, and then with the match, the first $1,000, and that basically phases out over a 5-year period. So it's 100% for the first year, and I think it drops to like 75, 50. I can't remember exactly, and a lot of that's still being figured out right now, because this was a bill that was passed just a few months ago.
Okay.
And so you have the IRS, the Department of Labor, everybody trying to figure out, what does this look like? How does it work?
It's
like tax code.
Get them to agree, right?
Yeah, the tax code always gets announced, and then it takes them a little while to figure out how they're actually going to implement it.
Right. Fantastic. So you said there's how many states currently that mandate it?
16.
And those are all mandated retirement plans?
Some of them, they have different forms of mandates. Most of them are like an individual IRA plan. So that's the default, meaning as the employer, if you're not going to offer something that you find through, kind of your own, like the private market or whatever, then the state has something that you can use, but they're really messy, and there's a lot of penalties associated with them. And so we do find a lot of employers are like, well, I'll just do that because it doesn't really cost me anything, but there's a big, you know, administrative burden to it. And so after a year or so, they're like, you know what, I'm this worries me too much. I don't like having another regulator involved in my business. I'd rather go find somebody else. And so we have a lot of businesses that come to us that way as well.
Gotcha. And then, do you have ideas of what states are coming online with the same type of regulation? Are you hearing rumblings?
When you look at a map, and we've got some great maps on our website, I want to say all but like 4 states, this has come up and made it pretty far through their legislatures.
Okay.
So, for perspective, it was only like a couple of years ago, it was 7 states. We're now up to 16.
Wow.
At the start of the year, I think it was 14. So there's always new ones coming online. Like right now, we're going through this in Colorado. They're kind of phasing out, and some of them they phase out the implementation where it's employers with 50 or more employees, and then a year later it's going to be 10 or more, and then after that 5 or more. Colorado, for example, they're doing that over like a 4-month period, so it just depends on the state that you're in.
Wow.
The nice thing is we have a lot of expertise throughout the country that is aware of, we follow these laws. We're involved in those discussions long before it ever becomes a law.
Great.
So.
All right. Well, good. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.